Welcome everyone back to North to Prem. In today's episode we have our Season 7, I think it is, transfer special here in North to Prem. It's our first transfer special with Fulham. We obviously joined them mid-season. We have been relegated for the first time in the series history, and we will be doing a championship rebuild. So this is the situation we're in. We have got a big financial issue. We have got players leaving. We've got a very unhappy squad. We've got a very unhappy board. Even more unhappy as supporters. It's not looking good. Thankfully, I'm still under contract. They haven't sacked me. Though I do only have a 2-year deal. I thought it was a bit longer. Anyway, I'm not getting that 75k, so that's gone. That's a shame. Could have used that for something. Don't know. We're still studying for our badge as well. So we'll get to do Continental Pro probably in this video as well once the season ticks over. Hopefully we'll do it. Former clubs, how did they get on last season? Lincoln finished 7th in the championship, so they just missed out on playoffs. Not sure why I went on Luton. So they will be an opponent next year, so we'll be playing our old club next year. That'll be interesting. And then Peterborough Sports, unfortunately, also got relegated from League 2, so they'll be going down into the National League and have returned back into a semi-professional side. So just shows you where their ambitions are. But that's it. Man United, Champions League. Did they win the Europa League or something? Yes, they won the Europa League. Against Tottenham as well. Interesting. So then, only the top 3 got Champions League. Arsenal finished 4th and are playing Europa League. And then Bournemouth, Chelsea, Conference League. Okay. I mean, that's all irrelevant to us. Us, Brentford and Burnley are all down. So how did the Championship get on? So there's still a game to be played. So Everton got promoted, this is what I want us to be next year. I want us to be Everton here. I think we can be. Sunderland got promoted, and then it's going to be one of Bristol City or Sheffield Wednesday to go up. Those two will come down next year. Whoever goes up will come down. I think we can definitely finish in the playoffs. I think that's a bare minimum. I would say it's very likely we'll finish top 2, but my aim is to win the league because I think this squad's good enough. I mean, I think this is a Premier League. Well, it's a bit of a mix. There's Premier League players, some more Premier League players, but then there's probably some Championship players in and amongst it. So, but I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough. I genuinely do. I think Spike Britt's going to have a much better season next year. It was bad. I think we've got Frimpong coming in as well. So don't forget Frimpong's coming in. We've got a lot of players leaving. So we'll get some money in hopefully there. And then we'll have a little bit of money to spend. So we will be looking at free transfers, I think. I think that's got to be where we go. We may even look to bring in a couple youngsters on cheap deals. That might be the way to go as well. So lots of stuff to look at, but I think the main thing we need to do is keep the core of the squad. I think this core of wonder kids that we've got, Evans, Hadashok, Boog, Dennis, Sergio, Aneto, Contreras, Stjanazevic, if we can keep them, I think we'll win the league next year. That's really how I do view it. So we've reached the 1st of July. We've got the season tick over, and we have got a lot to cover. In terms of our aims for the year, the board want us to get into the 3rd round of the FA Cup and just be competitive in the League Cup. They want us to get playoffs as a minimum in the Championship. I think that's fair enough. I think season preview-wise, yeah, we should be near the top. Brentford expected to finish top. Leeds, Ipswich, then us. I think we should be winning the league personally, but we have had a lot of players leave. But we've had a lot of money come in. So our FFP financial scenario, it all looks a lot nicer now. A lot of clauses kicked in as well, which I didn't know was going to happen. That actually reduced the wage bill quite significantly, so we're down to 1.2 million. Our transfer budget's up to 121 million. So we've actually got 90 million in the bank. Sponsorship has kind of remained the same. A deal left, but a new deal came in. So we've actually got 153 million. FFP wise, we can't, as much as we do have all this money, we can't just go out and spend it all. The amount of loss we're allowed for the Championship is 15 million. At the minute, we're at 36 in the positive. So we would stand to make 36 million this year. I don't know how that's calculated because we've already made 153 million. I don't know where. I guess it's going to be about 10 million a month on wages, I guess, maybe. But I don't know. But that is very much what's been happening. In terms of transfers out, there isn't any more deals going on. We are looking to bring some players in, but we have made a number of signings. The first one the first thing that we'll cover, is the players that have left. So if we go down to the bottom of the list, so a couple players have left. Some of these were by choice. Some of these were transfer bids came in, I thought might as well just sell them. Some of these were release clauses, so we'll cover each one individually. So that was in February. Did I mention Marvin Park had left? Yeah, he went to Hoffenheim for 10 million. I think it might have been a quiet exit there. But in terms of the ones that have been recent, so Ahmad has gone to Sunderland. Sunderland obviously got promoted to the Premier League. We paid 6.5 million for him from Chan. He's then went on a profit, so not bad for a player that only scored 3 goals. Anthony Patterson has went to Premier League Crystal Palace. This was a bad piece of business. Again, this wasn't me, but yeah. It's 36.5 million, and we sold him for 10.25. So £10 million in for our keeper we weren't going to play. I'll take it. Calvin Bassey has gone to Al Sadd, so he's going to play in Qatar for 14.5 million, just 4 million less than what we paid for him. Considering he got quite a few years of service in there, a championship promotion, I think that's good business. He wanted to leave. That is one thing I forgot to mention. Everyone wants to leave, even the players that we offered new deals to that got rid of all their release clauses, and thank God we did, or got rid of their relegation release clauses, but yeah, crazy stuff. So they all wanted to leave, so they've all gone. Then Sheffield Wednesday are really not spending their money wisely. They've paid 22.5 million for Jashari. He's a championship player. He genuinely is a championship player. 1 goal from midfield last year. So they spent 22.5 million. They've just got promoted as well. And they also signed one of our youngsters, Alfie Oliver. Again, why? He's not ever going to be that good. 1.7 million. So guess just some free money in. They then bought Morgan Jenkins for 20.5 million. That was a release clause. So was the Jashari one. So they spent about 45 million pounds on a pair of midfielders that got relegated last year. Not sure they're really getting the hang of this transfer thing. Harvey Barnes has went to Roma for 17.25 million. Again, we only paid 4.5 million for him, so that's quite a nice bit of profit there. So he's left. He's on his way to Italy. Arthur Cabral has gone to Hoffenheim to join Alex Iwobi and I think there's a couple other players in here. That'll be Arthur Cabral, Iwobi, Marvin Park. Yeah, they're getting a former Fulham thing going on at Hoffenheim, but we signed him on a free. He scored 3 goals in the league and then went for nearly £10 million. Again, good business, really. Emerson Royale has gone to Damak in Saudi Arabia. Again, £4 million. Was never really that good, and we sold him at a profit. I know how to do this. Now, to be fair, I didn't sign these players, but I'm selling them. A couple other youngsters left. Josh King was one of them. He doesn't really have that much potential, and he's only a League One player, so I'm not really sure why Sampdoria were willing to spend 3.5 million for him. But there you go. Max Kilman's gone to Mönchengladbach as well for 950k. Barely played 10 games for us, and we sold him at a loss. So all that means that the transfer business has been quite slow. In terms of incomings, just the 2 so far. Obviously, we already knew about Jeremy Frimpong. He joins us on a free from Bayer Leverkusen. World-class right back. He is going to be unbelievable. I don't even know. No, we'll play him at right back, but I don't even know how good he's going to be. It's going to be crazy seeing him. But he joins us on a 4-year deal, so he's going nowhere. He has got a relegation release clause, and he has got a minimum release clause of 72 million, so I could see that being activated at some point this season, maybe in January. Probably not now because he's just signed, but he's seemingly happy as well. I mean, it's kind of... The game doesn't really kind of recognize where I think like a player in real life, he would never sign for us with the fact that we were looking to go down. He's obviously a top player. He would never want to play in the championship. But there you go. Well, we've got him, and we're very, very happy to have him. And then the second signing was actually a Tony Khan signing. It was director of football just said they offered him an end of contract deal. So he's left Man City to join us on a free. He was spent last year out on loan in Liga 1 for Troyes, not sure. He joins us on a free. He's just going to be a rotation winger. He joins us on a 4-year deal. He looks very quick. Yeah, he looks okay. 27.5k to be a squad player. He's English. He helps us with registration. I think he'll be okay. Good championship. Yeah, not bad at all. Probably the kind of player that if we were to get promoted, we'll probably move on next year, which is what I think this team didn't do. All that means is that we've got quite a bit of money to spend, but we also have a very, very small squad. We've brought a couple of the youngsters up into the first team. So Rowan Prestland has been kind of sitting around the youth ranks for a bit. He played a couple games last year in the Premier League. must have been before me. I see him more as an attacking right back, kind of a protege of Frimpong. He is only shown as a League One player with Premier League, but he's got big potential. He's homegrown at club. I want to keep him. I want to get him involved in the squad. The other one that we've brought up is Jacob Cunningham. He is a winger. Looking at it, actually, now we've got you know what? We've got Gruder. We've got Indala. He probably doesn't need to be in here. Actually, we'll move him. Should we just sell him? No, we'll move him out on loan. We'll get him a loan out. Hopefully, he can go into the Championship or League One even. But yeah, we don't need him. So yeah, just Rowan Presland who's come up. At the minute, we don't have another goalkeeper. Brits wants to leave. Evans wants to leave. Hadashok, but like nearly all the first team wants to leave. The only boy who didn't kick up a fuss that we got relegated and didn't have a release clause is our mate Kevin Contreras. So fair play. He's a legend. He joined us at Lincoln, did bits, then joined us at Fulham. Wasn't as good in the Premier League, but he's a Championship player, so we won't hold it against him. I think he's still got potential. He's my man. I think I want him to be my guy forever now. I'm going to keep him forever because he's shown some great loyalty there to stay. He's still young. I think he can still do it. I think he can still make it as a top player, so we won't be looking to actively sell these players. Obviously, they've all pretty much got release clauses. So if any of those teams wants Evans, it's £74 million. So if we get that kind of money in, we'd happily let you go. Walters, again, if they want him, it's 20 million. So put up or shut up, really. Book, 70. You know, there's big money. Dijanovic is probably the only one where it's worthwhile. He's 45 million. He's a leading Premier League player. Yeah, he might go. He might be the one that goes, and that would be devastating. But if it happens, then I guess a Neto just comes up, and then we move one of these two into the wing. So it's not the end of the world if he goes. I think we'd be okay. We are looking at a number of youngsters to come in. We are very much just looking for youngsters. We are not going to be signing old men. We've already youthened the squad up. Very much so, because it's very much a 30-year-old squad. But yeah, a lot of business to do. If we didn't have FFP, I'd love to just go out and spend this money, but we need to be careful. We are looking to bring players in, and basically I have to just make sure that we're not spending too much money. Yeah, I have to. It's not necessarily the balance, but I have to look at this. And if this gets anywhere near to zero, then yeah. So the projected period. I mean, we really can only spend about 30 million, and we've already got about 15 million worth of players coming in, and we don't have anyone else to sell. I think there's a couple of youngsters in the under-21s we might try and move out. But yeah, so I don't think in terms of transfer fees we'll be able to go out and spend a lot, but we do have a lot of wage space. So what I'm going to go do now it's 1st of July, is go see who's been available on free transfers. Hopefully get some of these youngsters signed on as well, because they're all relatively cheap deals, about £5 million or less. So hopefully get some of these youngsters in, and then yeah, free transfers, and that should just about fill out our squad. So we need another goalkeeper, ideally a starter, but a backup will be fine. Right back, we're okay. To be fair, I think at full back we're okay, because we've got Presland and Walters. So I think we don't need another left back or right back. We definitely need another. So we need a goalkeeper, a centre back. We definitely need a midfielder, because we only actually have the one at the minute. So we definitely need at least 2 midfielders, which I think we are bringing in. I think those are the youngsters. Yeah, we've got one there. Yeah, so we've got a midfielder coming in. So we probably still need another midfielder, though. Wingers were okay, and we probably need another striker. So we probably need a goalkeeper, a centre back, a centre mid, and a striker. So basically every position except out wide. So just straight down the middle, we need one for everyone. So that's what I'm going to go try and find. Okay, so the good news is all of those future transfers, I actually kind of forgot about, those have all gone through. And the good news is it does seem to be that the amount that was in the loan contract rather than the amount that was shown on the future clauses. For some reason, I don't know. These clubs have spent a lot of money on some very average players, so well done to Tony Khan for getting that. Harry Wilson has gone to Bristol City for 21.5 million. Harwood Bellis has gone to Norwich for 25 million. He probably would have been okay to keep around, actually, but again, they got him on a free and sold him at a massive profit, so well done. Jay Stansfield, probably wouldn't have wanted him, to be fair. He's gone to Sunderland for £6.5 million. Malero, who actually does look really good, he's went to West Ham, so fair. Oh my god. Ah! Dropping microphones and hiccuping. Anyway, so he went to West Ham, and basically we paid $1.5 million. He wasn't really very, very good for Fulham, was he? So that's quite a lot of money. That all means we've got 128 million in the bank. FFP now looks a lot nicer. Our projected period for the end is to actually make 75 million pounds. So that means we can spend about 75 million pounds. Our transfer budget is 190 million pounds. Where are we going to spend this? Nearly all of our players are still wanted as well. They're not going. To be fair, they're not. I mean, why would we loan them? That makes no sense. Yeah, Crystal Palace want all our players on loan for some reason. I don't know what they're thinking there. We're not loaning anyone. Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple. Like I say, we've got a few players coming in, but we're really not spending a lot. As much as I'd love to go out and spend it all, I just don't see the point, because we're not gonna. We're a championship, because we're a championship club. No one that's really Premier League quality is going to probably want to join us anyway. I think the squad's good enough. So it's really just going to be a case of bringing in those that I think we can get, and probably keeping the money and keeping an eye on our shortlist. And maybe we go in for some of these more expensive wonder kids now that we've got a little bit more money. That might be the move, but I think a few of them kind of rejected it anyway. So I guess we'll see. I'm very eager to see if Dijanovic will. No, I don't think anyone's going to sign a new deal. Thankfully, they're all tied down, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do, because we've got a load of money. We don't really have a way of spending it, because no one that's going to be any good is going to want to join us. And I don't think we're going to be able to find people that are actually better than what we've got. So I think what we'll do is just keep an eye out for youngsters like we have done. I mean, we're looking to bring in a ton of youngsters. I think that's all we can do. So I think we're really going to underspend our budget. But I think we're going to be better off for it, because I think if we just go out and spend the money because it's there, we're not going to bring in players that are going to be fine. They might be good enough for the championship, but when we actually get promoted, I don't think they're even going to be good enough. So yeah, but we do have quite a bit to spend. We are looking to bring in a number of players, so perhaps I won't worry too much about it until we start to progress. One thing I will do, actually, now we've got all this money, is ask for new everything, because there is literally no reason not to give us all of this stuff now. So we can go and hopefully improve these facilities, because they're not bad, but I think for a club like us that are focusing on youth, we want state-of-the-art everything. So that's what we'll do first of all. Yeah, because we don't want a huge amount of profit, because then we'll just pay a load of tax. So yeah, we're doing okay, but financially, yeah, we're okay now. We've brought in a lot of money. Yeah, we have done a massive gutting, and I think we've got a better squad at the end of it. So they were in a bit of a mess, Fulham, but I think we've sorted it out. Financially, I think we've sorted. Playing squad-wise, I think we're okay. Happiness, this will improve as the season goes on. When we're winning the league, these lads won't even care that they're in the championship. That's what I'm going to have to hope on. Okay, so we've reached the first game of the season, so we'll take a look at all the transfer business we've got up to. We have brought in quite a few players. We have also let quite a few more go. Whereabouts did we leave it? It was those players all leaving on deals 1st of July. So a couple of youngsters have left. Again, why are they paying this much for this guy? Never good enough. Vallecano paying an absolute boatload, $6.25 million for him. Scholten, probably okay. I mean, he might be a championship player. He's gone to Utrecht for $3.5 million. Seguns went to Forest for $2 million. We've loaned out another. Royal Walters' contract, is release clause was activated by Sheffield Wednesday, who have amassed a super team of former Fulham players. I mean, it is quite the squad now. I mean, that is a huge squad they've got. Where are all our players? Are they not using them? Oh, there's Jashari. Oh, Jashari and Jenkins are in. Right, okay. Wow. So how much have they spent this window? Oh, they haven't actually spent that much. They've just only bought our players. So, wait, no. Jashari must show on the... Yeah, so they've spent not a lot, but they just, for whatever reason, they've just been targeting our release clauses, which I guess is a move to do. I'm looking at their squad. They're coming straight down. They're coming straight back down. Let's have a look at the season preview in the Prem. Well, they're expected to do okay. It's Norwich, Sunderland and Forest who are expected to come down. That'll be interesting, but our season preview looks a lot nicer now we've managed to do our business. As you can see, we're expected to win the league, and I would think we will. I would think we should. Anyway, transfer history. So that was, Walters has gone for his release clause. A couple more youngsters have left to Italy. Again, why they're paying those wages, not sure. A couple more loaned out. But in terms of the incoming, so the last time you left us was those 2 free contracts. So we have signed... Is that £41 million worth of players. So, first one, Andre Brazida, wonder kid, goalkeeper, Portuguese, 20-year-old. He joins us from Famalicão? Not sure. He has a relegation on his CV, but I'm guessing also a promotion. He looks like he's been quite good. He looks quite a good goalkeeper. It's shown as a good Premier League goalkeeper already. At just 20 years old, he joins us for just a measly £4.9 million. Is our new starting goalkeeper. Another cheap one in Pablo Sanchez, the Costa Rican 18-year-old. He joins us from Saprissa for £1 million. Again, very cheap deal, shown as a lead in Championship Premier League potential. Not a wonder kid status just yet, but I think he might get there. Luis Martinez joins us, the 18-year-old Uruguayan. He's going to be one of our new centre-backs, 6 foot tall. He joins us from Nacional in Uruguay for £5 million. Again, wonder kid status. Nice to see. We've got a team full of wonder kids. This one's not a wonder kid. Taylor Booth joins us on a free transfer after leaving Utrecht. He looks like quite a good player overall. He's just a very well-rounded player. He's going to be our new deep line playmaker. The American is going to sit there in the midfield. Then rotating with him in that position, same position, is Marko Medic. He joins us from Partizan for £5 million. And again, leading Championship Premier League potential, wonder kid status, love to see it. And the last one is the big one. Maxi joins us as our new ball-winning midfielder and our new captain. He joins us from Arsenal for £25 million. They paid £7.5 million from Brazil. He's played he's played a few games for Arsenal, mostly just back in Brazil though. But he's going to be our new player, and again, wonder kid, 6'3". He can also play centre back as well. So we've got a very good squad. We have got a couple of players that are going to miss the first game, Sergio and Dijanovic, so probably our 2 best players. But I still feel like we'll be okay. I think we're in for a very, very easy season. Next time, our first 2 games, we'll do Bristol Rovers in the league, and then we'll do, we might as well do a cup game. Why not? We'll do QPR in the League Cup as well. So we'll have a look at both of those. Pre-season's been okay. Everything looks a little bit nicer in terms of this kind of stuff. Obviously, it's all going to take time to gel. I think this is going to be the team that we go with. So Brazida in goal, Frimpong rotating with Presland at right back, our youngster who's came up from the youth setup. Evans and Martinez rotating with Hadashok. Boog, we probably need another left back. Frimpong can play left back, and I guess Presland can come on the right. Evans, Martinez, and Hadashok, Evans and Martinez can also play right back as well. So we've got about 4 players who can play right back, but only really 2 can play left back. So anytime Boog can't play, we'll just move Frimpong onto the left-hand side because he can play there. Then in midfield, we've got Maxi, who's going to be rotating with Dennis, Booth, who'll be rotating with Medic, and then on the wings, we've got Gruda and Ndala, who'll be rotating with Sergio, and probably just Sergio. Sergio will probably be in here, and these 2 will probably rotate with those. What will probably happen is a Neto will go back onto the left-hand side once Dijanovic is fully functional. But in terms of pure out-and-out wingers, we've just got Gruda and Dala, and Sanchez can also play there. Dijanovic can play there. Sergio can play there. Taylor Booth can play there as well. So we've got quite a lot of rotation. Victor Boot can play there as well, so there's a lot of different options, but for now we're going to go with Gruda and Ndala, and then up top we've got Contreras and Neto, Sanchez and Dijanovic. So that front 4 is very I don't know what the word is, it would be very, very fluid. I might even for the first game, don't know, you know what, no, we'll stick with this because Pablo Sanchez isn't fit. I was thinking of throwing him straight in. I'm still thinking about it. Putting a Neto on the left, Sanchez up top. That might work. How fit are you? No, he's not ready to go. So Sergio's going to be out for a few weeks. Dijanovic will probably be back, probably for the second league game of the season. So that's it. It's a little bit... I think it's a good squad. I think it's a very good squad, and it's a squad that I think if we started the Premier League with, we'd stay up comfortably. So we really should be winning the Championship. Hopefully, we can get some very good stuff going and just kind of hit the ground running, and then all this kind of negativity around the club from all the players will hopefully fix itself. One thing we have got, at least, if they're going to be players still leaving, we've got players that have come in now, so we can always bring more in. FFP wise, we're okay. We are 63 million positive. So if we wanted to spend more money, obviously we've got a huge transfer budget, huge wage budget. If we wanted to spend more money, we could. Haven't really identified anyone else that I'd want. Like I say, there's still players that are needed, so it might be a case of players coming out. But any of the other wonder kids that I had my eye on, they don't want to join us now until we get promoted. So it's probably going to be a case of saving our money till probably near the end of the season when our promotion's confirmed, and then hopefully we can go in and get a ton of wonder kids, especially when the next year's Next Gen 50 come in. But we've got a team of wonder kids, so we've got a wonder kid in goal, a pair of wonder kids. Are they both wonder kids? Evans is a wonder kid, and so is Martinez. I don't think Book is. No, Book isn't a wonder kid just yet. Maxi is. Taylor Booth obviously isn't. Is Medic? Yeah, Medic is. So we've got two. So we could. I'm just thinking, could we potentially field an 11 of wonder kids? I don't think we could. So the fullbacks definitely not. Wingers, I don't think Sergio. Oh no, Sergio is. He didn't used to be. Pretty sure he didn't used to be. So Sergio is. Neto is. Dijanovic is, and I don't think, no, Sanchez and Contreras aren't. But I think they're just as good. So look at all this potential. One thing we have done is also improved our youth recruitment and our academy coaching. So those have both gone up, and we do have work to do. Where is it? Board. Ongoing. The training and youth facilities are going to be done in 4 months. So that's going to improve. I'll probably try and get them to upgrade it again and probably just keep going till it's state of the art, because, I mean, we've got loads of money, so we might as well. So that's going to be it. Quite an interesting transfer window. Like I say, I don't think it's done the business yet. In terms of the next videos, I don't really want to spend too long in the season, because I think unless something goes wrong, we should be winning this. I really do think. At the very least, we should be getting automatically promoted. So I don't want to spend too long in this season. What we'll do for the next episode is the first 2 games of the season. Then I think we'll probably just play all the way till end of January. And then we'll probably do like a January wrap-up of all the results and, you know, the transfers and stuff. And then we'll probably just do an end-of-season one, because I really don't see us needing to spend much time here. I think we can get the season done in about 3 to 4 episodes. It might be a little bit more, depending if we get a cup run going maybe, or something might be a bit more interesting. Unless we get a job offer or something to come back for, that could be another thing that could bring us back early. But I'm quite happy at Fulham. I know that hasn't gone overly well so far, but I think there's potential here. I think the club's in a much better state now. We've got all those old players out and got the youngsters in. I think the future of the club's very, very bright. So if we can keep everyone happy, we can get promoted, back in the Premier League, back in the money, I think we'll be just okay. So I think we'll try and get through this season very quickly, because also FM25 does have its release date now. I'm kind of doing these in bulk, so this was a while ago when it wasn't previously released. So it's going to be somewhere around I think it's 25th, 24th, 26th of November, something like that. It should have been the 25th because it's FM25, but I think they wanted to do it on a weekend or something. Or no, it's a Tuesday, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, it's the 26th, so that will be the what's the word? That will be obviously the cut-off date. So 25th will be the last day for any FM24 stuff. So we have about 2 months left, because October's just kind of start. I mean, when this drops, it'll be later in October, I guess. So probably got another month. So if we can get through the next season in like a week, that would be good. And it lets us actually have a crack at doing something in the Premier League, even if it's not necessarily winning the Premier League. As I said, for this year's FM, for North to Prem, the goal was slightly reduced to just reach the Premier League rather than win it, because of the time constraints of starting it near the end of the Football Manager cycle. But we've already achieved that. So really, it's just about a case of how far can we take Fulham, or potentially the series, until FM25 comes out. But I'm hoping we can at least get back to the Premier League. I mean, getting into Europe would be fun. I think that would be good. If we get Champions League or maybe even Europa League, Conference League, something like that, just to get into Europe, I think that would be fun as well. So, but we'll just keep progressing. We'll just keep doing it, and hopefully maybe win a trophy or something. I'm hoping to win the Championship this year, because I don't think historically I've actually won that many cups. No, the only thing I ever won is a National League North, because we got promoted from the National League in the playoffs. We left when we were top of League 2. We got promoted automatically in the Championship. So the only thing I've ever actually won is a National League North and an FA trophy. I've never actually won that much cup, that much silverware. So a Championship, that would go down quite nicely. So that is the aim. So I think, to be fair, Brentford may be the only other team that it's going to be tough to compete with. Maybe Burnley, I don't know. I think we should be beating this. We've obviously got our old team Lincoln to play as well. So pretty much all the same kind of players, really. Ali Almadi, Ivan Lopez, Alanga. Yeah, it's basically the same squad. Yeah, so that'll be a difficult game, obviously, because I've assembled quite a good team over there. But nevertheless, we'll leave it there. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, this transfer special of North to Prem, and I'll see you all for more very soon.